Hi everyone, it's Kelby. I thought it might help for all of you to see an example of what the final product for this course could look like. So I'm going to give you a screencast-o-matic tour of my complete Sandbox for OTC that I took last summer. In my Sandbox, I created two modules, a welcome module and a content module, like you're required to do. For my content module, I chose week 14 out of 16 for my Introduction to Critical Thinking course. That happens to be my favorite week and favorite topic, so that's why I chose it for this course to give it attention in detail. So here's my welcome module. I'll scroll through each item so you can see how it's set up. And here's the thing about a welcome module. We could all have very similar welcome modules. It's not discipline specific. So what I did is I imported this welcome module into our OTC course. It's now at the very bottom of the course, and I want you to feel completely comfortable to take whatever you want out of that and make it relevant to your own course. Obviously, if you take the template for the syllabus, you'll need to put in your own information, but all the other activities and pages, content pages, discussions, you are completely welcome to copy in its entirety. You can see here are my course policies. Many of you have already completed that assignment. Here was my required icebreaker. You all will get a chance to record your own screencast-o-matic. I used my video to introduce the course. Some of these pages, like this page, I borrowed from a different faculty member who had already built out a very comprehensive course introduction module. And again, all of this is at the bottom of our current course. So you can flip through these pages, take what you like. Don't feel like you have to take any of it, but it's all there for you to choose from. And whether that's you use this for this summer course or for your upcoming teaching, feel free to take whatever you like. Here's an example of the 168-hour assignment that Eloy has talked about. Five-question orientation quiz. This was my summative assessment for this module. And you can see I close out the module with an end orientation here. I now want to give you a tour of the content module so you can see an example. My content module was a little more extensive than what you need to produce for this course for a grade. I wanted to complete it in entirety so that it was just ready to cut and paste into my course shells. So I'll go through this a little bit quickly. The required elements are this introduction, so you need an introduction to the module. Here is a content page or a lesson plan. You'll notice embedded videos, and here's the attribution. Another embedded video with the attribution, an optional additional resources. If I wanted to get fancy, I could have tabbed this page. There's an example of how to do that in the resources. I did not tab it. Here is an example of the required discussion, so a formative assessment. This is another content page. You can see the attribution. Another content page. This one is an embedded PDF. Another content page. Here's another formative assessment. There's a graded quiz. And it continues like this for 3 different topics in moral philosophy. I won't run through each page, but I will show you that final required element, which is an end module here. And then the summative assessment for Module 14 is actually an exam, which is a separate module for me in the course. It's its own week. So I included as well the summative assessment with week 15. I can show you what that looks like so you have an example. This one is an essay test. And it has a series of questions. I'll show you the first 3 so you get a sense of it. So the first 3 ask for a summary of the theories. And then after that, they get an opportunity to apply their learning in application to dilemmas based on the theories. So the next 3 are the dilemmas. Okay. Well, I'm looking very forward to seeing what all of you have designed in your content modules. Again, also feel free to use in your Sandbox anything from my orientation module is at the bottom of our course. Also feel free to use your Sandbox to design more than what's required for this class. You can just keep what's required for this class at the top. That'll make it easy for Eloy and I to grade it. So just have it be the first 2 modules. And then after that, if you want to start designing additional modules or working on additional course content, please feel free to use this Sandbox to do that. It's yours in perpetuity for as long as you work at Pasadena City College, so it's not going to go anywhere. So you're not ever going to lose this content. We're at your service, so let us know what we can do to help you.